don't marry someone who does not believe that marriage is God's idea, if they don't believe that marriage is from God, they would see it as a contract rather than a covenant. Imagine you're standing at the altar with someone who deep down doesn't really understand why they are getting married. They are there because it's the next step, or it is what is expected of them. But when you peel back the layers, you realize that there's no foundation, there's no true purpose guiding them. Marriage isn't just about being together. It's about building something, a life with vision and direction. Today, we are diving into the kind of person you should never marry. The person who, despite outward signs, lacks the spiritual and practical understanding to truly make a marriage thrive. If someone doesn't know why they want to get married, that is a serious issue. Getting married because it's time or because they feel lonely is a setup for disappointment. A person who isn't clear on why marriage is their calling may lack the depth of commitment and the resilience marriage requires. Marriage, as God designed it, is about two people joining forces together for something greater, far greater than themselves. A partnership where love, purpose, and faith comes together to form a solid foundation. Without a clear reason, they are unprepared to handle the sacrifices, the growth, and selflessness that true love demands. Marry someone who sees marriage as more than a milestone. They need to see it as a divine purpose. A life shared without a vision is a life that stagnates. You want someone who has a clear understanding of what a godly marriage and family looks like. Someone who has a dream and a vision for the two of you. If you're marrying someone who right from the start of the relationship has no mental picture of where the marriage should be or where they hope to see the marriage in the nearest future, then why are you marrying them in the first place? A person without a vision lacks direction, and that is a dangerous place for any relationship to be. Proverbs in chapter 29 verse 18 says, "Where there is no vision, the people perish." In marriage, the lack of vision can lead to drifting apart, unmet expectation, and a household that feels empty rather than a life with purpose. Find someone who can paint a picture of what they hope your shared life would look like, who can dream of building a home with God at the center, and who can see the both of you growing spiritually, mentally, financially, and even in the legacy you leave behind. This is crucial. Do not marry someone who doesn't understand that marriage is God's idea. If they don't believe that God created marriage, they will see it as a contract rather than a covenant. A contract is something you can break, but a covenant is sacred. It's bound in love and faithfulness that reflects God's character. Ephesians in chapter 5 from verse 31 to 32 call marriage a mystery that reflects Christ's love for the church. So, marrying someone who doesn't believe this misses the point of a godly marriage. I believe you want someone who sees marriage as a calling and a divine purpose, and not just a relationship. The truth is, the faith-based foundation is what will give your marriage the strength to withstand trials and stay united. If they don't have a marriage they admire or a couple they look up to, that is a red flag. Marriage isn't easy, and having model of what a godly marriage looks like is vital. Look for someone who has learned from other couples and seeks wisdom. Marriage mentors can offer insights, encouragement, and perspective in times of trials. And that kind of guidance is priceless. Someone who doesn't value or seek marriage models might struggle to navigate the inevitable challenges that arise. Find someone who is willing to learn from others, who sees the value in godly examples, and who is humble enough to seek wisdom for your relationship. Lastly, if they've never read a book or sought knowledge on marriage, they might lack the depth it takes to succeed in one. Imagine someone going into any other life-changing commitment like a job or a new skill without preparing. It's the same with marriage. Look for someone who is willing to grow, who values wisdom, and who has put in the work to understand what a marriage requires. Proverbs in chapter 4 verse 7 says, "Wisdom is the principal thing. Therefore, get wisdom." When someone invests time in learning about marriage, they show that they care enough to prepare. It's an indication of maturity, responsibility, and love for what marriage stands for. In choosing a partner, look beyond the surface and find someone with a godly vision. Find someone with a foundation of faith and a commitment to growing and learning together. Marriage is more than a status. It's a journey and a calling. When you marry someone who sees marriage as a sacred bond, you are laying the groundwork for a life that honors God and blesses others. So before you say "I do," take the time to consider these qualities that I have just mentioned. Choosing wisely now will save you a heartache later and set you up for a path to a fulfilling and blessed marriage. Remember, the right foundation makes all the difference. If you found this video helpful, do not forget to like, subscribe, and share with someone. And in the comments, let me know what you think. Yes, I'm excited because we've gotten to the point where I share the word of God with you. So this week, I'm leaving you with his word in the book of Proverbs chapter 24 from verse 3 to 4. And it says, "By wisdom a house is built, and through understanding it is established. Through knowledge its rooms are filled with rare and beautiful treasures." This verse emphasizes the wisdom, understanding, and knowledge in building a strong, lasting home. It highlights that marriage requires more than just love. It demands the intentional pursuit of wisdom and understanding to create a solid foundation. Thank you for watching.